Have you noticed how your child has a knack for doing the very thing you told them not to? Do you ever wonder about yourself after a small event, a sigh, applause, a worry, even when nobody else notices? It's not that you're doing it wrong, it's that you're doing it differently, with a level of emotional awareness that most people never develop, a friend explained. Psychologists point out that some parents will demonstrate natural patterns indicative of strong resonance without even realizing it. These characteristics appear to be subtle, very rare, and somewhat misunderstood, particularly in parents who act on autopilot. But if you notice these 7 concealed psychological signals, you may be raising your child much better than you think. And yes, you may very well be one of the rare parents who sees beyond the surface. 1. You respond, not react. When things become tough, you wait before acting or saying a word, even for a second. They play back your voice in their head. They consider how their child will feel. To behave isn't enough. This may look small, he says, but it alters the whole environment. This brings about. Psychologists have given the name emotional regulation to the process of remaining calm in a stressful situation. They refer to a person whose nervous system remains steady enough to control another person's nervous system. People may mistake this calm for a sign of hesitation. Trust me when I say that this type of calmness in a person can be a form of a raised compassion. 2. You recognize the need that the behavior satisfies. Whenever your child has a meltdown, you automatically look beyond the noise to see what caused the meltdown. You don't take it personally. What's this trying to tell me? You ask yourself. This in the field of psychology is known as behavioral attunement. This refers to the comprehension of the need behind the behavior. People may think you are too soft, but you're really problem-solving at the root. 3. You heal quickly in a struggle. Apologize when necessary. Describe your emotions without the need to blame. Tension isn't allowed to build. Connection always outweighs egos. Psychologists have termed this a secure repair, one of the main steps in forming a long-term trusting bond. Some may think of it as overthinking, but this attitude is basic relational safety. 4. You prioritize relationships over control. You don't command someone to obey for the sake of obeying. You guide instead of dominate. You teach instead of scare. This is in keeping with the principles of attachment-focused parenting. People may think you are too gentle, but studies prove your method helps build resiliency. 5. You think before you discipline. You don't fall back on yelling or punishing. Instead, you think about the lesson your child will truly learn. Psychologists have termed this reflective functioning, the capacity to think about the child's internal world before intervening. They may think of it as slow, it's more intentional. 6. You change your approach, not the child. Adjust your voice, rhythm, or expectations when you recognize your child having trouble. Trust you to remember that all children have their own limitations, just like adults. This is termed adaptive parenting. Flexibility brings about cooperation. Some people may think you are inconsistent, but you'll be the wise one. 7. You worry because you care, not because you are failing. Rather than being a lack of strength in your own convictions, your self-doubt is a reflection of your conscientious caregiving. This voice of self-checking, that comes from love, not fear. This is known to psychologists as conscientious caregiving. This demonstrates high emotional investment. Just relax, people may tell you, but your awareness is a strength. If you have ever experienced being too sensitive, too cautious, or too emotional when raising your child, you have not done anything wrong. You're not better or worse. You're just wired differently with a greater awareness that many people never tap into, Goldstein. These characteristics are rare, significant, and very subtle. They demonstrate to your child that you are constructing their world of connection, safety, and emotional intelligence. If these signs have sounded familiar to you, the article states, trust that you are parenting in a more complex way. Subscribe to gain more insights from a psychological perspective. This already says something about the type of parents you are. You're not just raising a child, You're building a future with intention.